Fucking Breaking Bad, huh? Season 5 premiere Sunday at 10 p.m. on AMC. Bryan Cranston.
Right. There he is.
How are you, Bryan?
There he is. Oh, my God. You know what? I am so psyched.
Guess what? I've seen a couple episodes.
I haven't. I have been privy to the first
not all of us privy.
2 episodes.
Really?
And let me tell you something. The second the first one came on, I'm like, yes, finally. Because, you know, that long wait between seasons, it's not easy for us.
How long was the wait?
No.
We don't know how this goes, so we have to wait.
But how long was the wait in between seasons?
A year.
Like a year.
That's doable.
Full calendar year. It's
That's
a year.
That's doable. Some of
crazy.
What about The Sopranos and The Wire? They got a little longer than a year.
Sopranos would be 16 months sometimes, 18 months.
Brutal.
Listen, I brought a little something for you guys. So you don't. If you wait a year, you can still. I have a little.
I would love some of your
a little teenth of our product.
Some of your product.
My friend, that's
wonderful. Oh, man.
Wow, you got actual product. You got actual product.
Nice.
It's rock candy.
Oh, that is... I'm keeping
Are you going to eat it?
You can call it rock candy if you want.
I'm going to smoke it. That's the good stuff.
What did I see you in recently? You were in something else, weren't you? You in a film recently?
Yeah. I have a couple things out. I have Rock of Ages. That's out now. And also Madagascar 3, You Have My Voice.
Oh, really?
I play the Russian tiger.
Man,
Listen to me. Yes. You are not circus animal. Your kids will love it.
I got a kid. Perfect.
We talk about how, with guys that come in that do cartoon voices, how just printing money that is.
It is the best. You roll out of bed, literally. You don't even have to wipe the sleep out of your eyes. It's like you have a cup of coffee in one hand, and you're like, what? Okay, bigger. Good. All right, next.
How did they know you could do Russian? Did they say we need you to do Russian, or you just made them Russian?
They kind of asked me to do it and said, "What characters would you be interested in? Here's a Russian tiger. Here's this guy and that guy." And I said, "How about the Russian tiger? That sounds fun." You did sound like this, some like this. Hey, comrade.
That's good. Very KGB, old school Soviet Russian,
and a little like a tiger growl to it. So I go, listen to me.
Oh yeah,
oh, shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I can see that animated.
You ever see Yakov Smirnoff down there in Branson, Missouri?
I haven't seen.
Apparently, he's got magnetic dinner trays and genuine linen napkins.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Vegetable medley.
You might want to look it up online. It's
something going on down there.
It's a great video
it's
to
like
check
a cult.
out if you
that
want to
whole
laugh.
city's a cult.
Yeah.
Well, Breaking Bad. When is it premiere? Because I already saw
premiere
the
Sunday at 10 p.m. on AMC, and we love AMC.
Very excited.
And we love Dish Network. We love them all.
Now, last time,
love everybody.
We don't love Dish. They cut us out.
That's right. See, I'm with Bryan Cranston.
Why'd they cut
Someone has to take his side.
Without getting too far into it, and I really don't know. There is a huge settlement that came down a little while ago against Dish and for our parent company at AMC, and so it feels a little punitive that they're trying to punish AMC networks. They're just cutting them all off. They're cutting them off. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Walking Dead, Mad Men, all that is all gone.
Isn't that bad for Dish?
No one wants to see those shows, Jim.
That's not true.
They don't really want to see those.
But they're sponsored.
It's got to play the side of the sponsor.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I just do the live reads.
And we're desperate, sir.
Are you?
Not really.
Now, last time you were in, you were talking about Walt and how you were getting really, really over the deep end. And very, very bad. And I'm seeing this happen with the first 2 episodes I saw. No spoilers. Don't worry, people. You don't have to change the channel here. I'm not going to say anything. But you are taking this to a very extreme level, and it doesn't look like it's going to end well. I'll just say that.
Well, it is called Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Not Breaking Good.
No, not Breaking Good.
I mean, it is going dark. From the beginning, we knew that it was going to go this way because our creator, Vince Gilligan, and the Lord Jesus Christ, said that he wanted to take a guy who was a really nice guy, a good guy, and take him from Mr. Chips to Scarface. So we knew the trajectory. I just didn't know how deep and dark it would actually go for this guy.
Yeah, just a complete disregard for anyone else but you and apparently your immediate family, but even your wife on the show is starting to look at you like this is a monster.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even know the half of it.
I know she doesn't.
It gets really bad.
She doesn't need to know. Who's going to tell her? You going to tell her?
I'm not saying a word. You go about your business, Mr. Science Teacher.
The thing that's so interesting about this is that I think, certainly men, but any human being is capable of getting this dark, given the right set of circumstance. I'm telling you, I think it's possible. What's happened to Walter White is that he's been seduced. Never before in his adult life has he had money, has he been able to intimidate any other man ever.
Just a mild-mannered science teacher. Yeah.
He was invisible to everybody, even himself. And all of a sudden, through these set of circumstances, he finds himself. He finds his power, and yeah, he's preening now. He's a peacock, but it's better than feeling numb, you know. So if you told him you can have an extraordinary 2 years to live, or the absolute most boring 20 years to live, what would you do? And it's like, I'm not so sure. There's a lot of desperation and depression involved in that kind of desperate life.
Yeah. The transformation has been done so well that it's believable. That's the amazing part. Over the course of all the seasons, you have gone from just the invisible science teacher to a drug kingpin, for the most part, and the whole transformation has been very realistic because there wasn't any one moment that kind of made it happen. It's just all these things came together over time.
I think that's what Breaking Bad does well, is that it uses the medium the way it should. It's like your show. You use the medium the way it
look at us, see?
You do. You use the medium the way it should. It's immediate, it's current, it's funny, it moves quickly.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad would not make a good movie because there are too many elements that would have been necessary to cut out in order to make it an hour and a half to 2 hours.
And you'd look at it and say, how did this guy become this? He was
it's too truncated. There's too many leaps. So serialized television, slowly played out, agonizingly played out sometimes.
You wanted
the best way.
You definitely saw the direction you wanted to go in, but it took these things, these hurdles you had to go over and awful things you had to do to learn how to be that evil. It's an amazing transformation.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Really a sociological experiment to me.
Can I don't want to give any spoilers or anything. I got to ask you, at the very beginning of the first episode of season 5, we do see a different look on you. A different look when you're near the trunk.
Yes, you do.
Was that a flash?
You're being so good, by the way.
I'm trying. Was that a flash forward?
It is a flash forward.
Okay.
You're looking at a flash forward.
So we'll get a little resolution of that?
Well, no, you know what's funny is that the teaser of the first episode this Sunday on AMC at 10 o'clock, East Coast and West Coast, 9 o'clock in the middle, is revealing in so many ways.
Yes.
And yet not.
And you don't get anything.
You don't get it. It's like, what? And then you realize, what did I just see?
That's what I was doing. Yeah. I was literally craning my neck, looking up, going, what's in there? What is, like thinking I'd see something different if I looked the other way.
Yeah.
It's been such a compelling show. The suspense is great. The second episode of this season was edge of your seat. The entire time is edge of your seat. Mike, the character Mike in there, the fact, what he wants to do and what he has to do, the difference in that is you start feeling bad for him.
Yeah.
And he's a son of a bitch.
It's amazing how this show toys with your sympathies.
Yes.
Where you have these people doing awful things, and yet you're sympathizing and almost rooting for them. Come on, make that crystal meth. Yeah, come on.
Bring back the old team. Let's get the band back together, kind of a feel to it.
Exactly.
It really is.
Housewives saying, oh, maybe if we just warn him with shooting his kneecap as opposed to killing him. I think that, I don't think we have to kill everyone.
That just goes to show how well the writing is. Because
it's really brilliant.
How do you get somebody that's so awful of a person and and make him sympathetic.
What was so interesting about Vince Gilligan's jump into this is that historically television has always been about staying the same. Every single character that you know and love in the past, you could turn on the television. There he is. There's my guy.
My pal.
He's always the same. I can depend on him. And this show has always been about change. How can we change? And just when he comes to a certain point, change him again. Get him darker, get him moving. And then what about my wife, who is, she's a loving, caring, oh, wait a minute. Maybe she's changing too.
She's got a little in her,
Everybody's changing.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of evil in her too. But I think it's almost like she didn't realize how bad this was going to get and how far you drag your family into all this. And what is initially, I guess the motivation was dying of cancer, have to take care of the family. So it was a noble effort when you started. But how did it get so evil? What is it in the character? Is it the fact that the character just didn't want to be bored for the rest of his life?
Well, if it's been a hypothetical that we've all played. If you had a year to live, how would you live your life? And this poor bastard's thinking, I'm just going to wither away, and my wife's going to empty my bedpan and we'll blow through whatever little savings we have, and that's the legacy I'm leaving. No man wants to. You want to have some control. So for the first time in his life, he makes a bold move and says, by God, I'm going to do this thing because I know how. The one thing I don't know is what to do with it. I don't know how to sell it. So that's why he needs Aaron Paul's character, Jesse, in order to come in to distribute the thing. Simple plan, make a bunch of money, give it to my family, die, there it is. It doesn't. But he realizes once you sell your morality for cash, you're lost.
There's no line.
You try to become someone you're not, you're lost.
So you paint like a real picture of this guy. Like as an actor, how much of that do you do beforehand? Or how much of it do you do just from the script? Or do you actually, will you go home and think, like, who is this person? Or what? How do you see it when you play somebody like
Not
this?
anymore. When you first start to put a character together, you ask that question a lot. Where is he from? In fact, most actors, including myself, will do what's called a backstory. You'll write your own backstory. His education, where he was raised, teachers, things like that. That just helps fill in the blanks for you. And some of it may come to fruition. Some of it may never be known except to you. But you start doing that so you have more anchor points. The more that an actor knows about a character, it gets inside of him or her, and you feel more comfortable in how you portray it. After a certain point, I don't have to think about it anymore. I just live it. I slip into his wallabies, put on the glasses and the chinos, and I go, there you are.
Well, how much different of a guy is he from you? I mean, not the behavior, but I mean as a guy.
He's killed more people than I have.
No, but I mean like...
I've killed people. I don't want to paint the wrong picture.
I don't mean his actions. I mean like as a person, like, you know, because this is a regular person pushed into extraordinary circumstances, so that's kind of what you base it on, as being a real person.
He's not anything like me.
No.
No. I mean, he's very, very smart. So there's the big comparison there. He's been put in a position where he has not expressed himself as a man, as an adult. He's never taken chances. My whole career is being an actor and being in the arts. You're taking chances constantly, and you have to get comfortable with that. He's introverted, or at the start he was shy. He was milquetoast, and so I had to get into that mindset of what makes him be him. What makes a person, what makes a man cave in like that and become depressed? And I came up that he developed a fear of failure, and that he had missed opportunities in his life, and that led to his depression, and that led to this kind of invisible man, concept that I wanted to bring forward. And so when we were designing the face and the hair, I took all the color out of my hair when we first started. I had this little impotent mustache, a mustache that you can see through, and was light because we lightened it and thinned it out. And you'd never, if you want to look, make an impotent mustache, you guys, I know you'd want this. You would never have the hair turn down the corners of the mouth, because then it gets macho when you get down there. So I used to cut it here, I thin it out, I wanted a mustache for people to look at and go, what's the point?